Okay, welcome everyone to this very special episode. Welcome to Patty's World. And joining me is one of my good friends, but she also has this fabulous podcast called Bordergirls. This is Marcela Fernandez.
Hello guys, how are you?
And so we partnered up with this very fabulous thing, this speaker and this coach that I follow, Kim Velez. For those of you who watch me, I'm a huge fan of Kim Velez. And Marcela is big into like mindset and manifesting and all of those things. And it's funny how life just brings you together, right? Don't you think so? Like yes. I now think that nothing is a coincidence. Like when people fall out of my life, and then people come back into my life, or new people show up. Like that does, new people come into our life, right?
Yes, yes.
And by the way, we're gonna have links to her podcast so you can follow her and check her out on Instagram and all that stuff. But right now, let's get to the meat of our very cool event. So we're gonna have Kim Velez come to our little corner of the world in Texas, where we live. If you're in El Paso, Texas, or anywhere in the area, you get the chance to hear Kim live and hear her speak.
She'll do a great master class about manifesting, changing your mindset, and it's going to be a great master class. And she's coming from Florida.
She is coming from South Florida.
Yes, so we're excited to have her here. Yeah. And we want to welcome everyone who is into all this meditation and just trying to have a better life. If you're having a hard time in your love life and with your friends and work, this is a great way to change your mindset.
How did you first get into this? When did you first realize the mind connection and to what you were experiencing in your external, like you knew that the way I'm thinking about things is showing up in my life? Because this is huge.
Well, I always knew that the mind is so powerful, and it helps you either react a certain way, either in a positive way or negative way. I started going to some retreats that it made a lot of sense of, we do have around a day 60,000 thoughts.
Yeah, a day.
And so a day. And most of our thoughts pretty much are negative thoughts.
That's right.
And when you start making that connection and being conscious about your thoughts, you start realizing how powerful your mind is, because when you're thinking negative things will happen to you.
Absolutely.
And when you're thinking positive things, you really attract really good things in your life. So this is a really, really powerful tool that you need to be conscious about what your thoughts can make for your life, either for the good or the bad. Right,
Gladys? 100%. No, you explained it beautifully. My friend, because I had that same realization. It probably started in my 40s, and you start seeing patterns, because you start seeing, like, if I can default to worst case scenarios, lo peor va a pasar, why can't I do it for best case scenarios?
Exactly.
What if I train my mind to tell myself it's going to work out for me? Everything works out in my benefit. And now I've learned, it's a trick of the mind.
It's a trick of the mind. It is.
And now I've learned to say everything's working in my favor.
Exactly.
Everything benefits me. I'm divinely protected. I'm divinely covered.
Exactly. Yes.
And everything supports me.
Exactly.
And I've opened myself up to allowing things to show up, people, and I've also allowed things to leave my life.
Exactly.
Because that's part of the process. Because we've talked about this before. Like, as you elevate, you release things that you no longer align with. It goes in every situation.
In every situation of your life.
And that's just part of, I think, the pruning. Como en español, pulir. Estás puliendo.
Sí, estás como limpiando.
You're cleaning. And that's just, I think some of us, and I had that a lot. I used to look back a lot and focus on the past a lot. Yes. And then the thing is, we're in the present, right?
Exactly.
And so we're bringing that energy into now, and then you're in that cycle. And when somebody explained it to me, I was like, that is so powerful. Why don't I let it go? ¿Por qué?
Porque sigo en el pasado, holding on to all these like negative things that had happened to me, and I'm bringing them into my future. So when you realize it's like it's so powerful. Honestly, it's like so things that happen to you when you realize that and you change your mind. Y dices, ¿por qué estoy atorada? Y cambias y el captarte que estás siendo consciente de ese pensamiento malo o de tus cosas del pasado, cuando captas eso y haces esa conciencia en el momento, es práctica también.
100%.
Porque no siempre te vienen las cosas de que positivo todo, ¿no? Y más cuando estás pasando una situación muy difícil.
100%.
Pero en el momento que tomas esa práctica de cuando te captas pensando cosas negativas y sintiéndolas es cuando tienes que tener you shift things, lo tienes que cambiar y decir, no, estoy pensando mal, te tienes que captar para poder hacer ese cambio en ti y decir, no, me va a ir bien, me estoy adelantando al futuro, me estoy adelantando a cosas que todavía no pasan y no me voy a programar para que todo me salga mal. Entonces es algo súper poderoso, son herramientas que la verdad todos las necesitamos para avanzar, para no quedarnos atrás. Y esta masterclass que es súper poderosa, yo creo, para todos, siento que es muy necesaria y pues para todos, hombres, mujeres de todo tipo, jóvenes, y son herramientas, la verdad, que necesitamos como seres humanos.
That's right. Son herramientas, they're tools that we use, that we learn. And you were talking about when you have that awareness, cuando tienes ese reconocimiento de que tienes esa manera de pensar y lo sigues haciendo y ese es tu hábito. Y luego después interrumpes the pattern, ¿cómo se dice en español?
El patrón.
El patrón, interrumpes ese patrón que tienes de pensar. Y luego dices, no, pero ¿por qué? Voy a pensar así, me va a salir bien, todo va a salir bien. Y te acostumbras a pensar así, cambia todo, transforma todo. When I started interrupting that pattern, and it really is just practice. I'm going to tell you people.
It is
I'm going to tell you. It's just doing it over and over.
It's like a workout.
It is. It's a muscle
it's
you
a
exercise.
muscle you have to exercise.
And the
100%.
more you do it, the easier it gets. And then, you know what I noticed, Marcela, is that it becomes your default way of thinking. There's books you can read. There's studies. You've actually gone to some retreats. She's gone to Joe Dispenza.
Sí, he ido a Joe Dispenza, que es así el que ha estudiado.
The guru, yes, of mindset. And
estudia la mente y te lo explica muy detalladamente cómo funciona la mente. Y es impresionante, la verdad. Entonces, sí, es muy, muy importante este tema de la mente, cómo controlarlo. Y pues tú platícanos un poquito cómo te metiste también a este
Yeah, I think I started, I mean, you know what so I got into, it was Law of Attraction and The Secret. Remember the book, The Secret?
Sí.
And so I didn't realize that I had been practicing manifesting techniques unknowingly. Like whenever I had to pass a test or need a good grade, I would put all my energy into, I'm going to pass, I'm going to get it, it's going to come. And that was all my energy. I wouldn't even entertain failure. And it's like, I did it.
Yeah, you were already doing it without knowing that you were actually
and then
working
like
on it,
I
practicing.
did it with cars and money and jobs. And when I walked in with certainty, like an inner knowing, I'm like, I'm going to get this because I'm going to get this because I'm going to, and I would just kind of hype myself up. And then it like came to pass. So then, you know, the teachers come, The Secret came on, but I knew it at a very high level. And it was in my early 40s that I went through this personal thing that brought up all these old programming beliefs about myself, rejection, abandonment. And here's what I've learned. When anything comes up, it's a good thing because it's a chance to cleanse and release. So if you're going through something, don't be like, oh my God, why am I going through this? Shift the belief and say...
and people get scared of that too. They panic and they stop and they just like, they don't want to see the past. But that's where you have to focus on. You really need to work on that.
That's where the work comes in.
Exactly.
To release, to say, okay, this happened to me. It's okay, I survived it. It's not my identity. It's not going to hold me down. But how can I look at this differently? Well, I'm still here. I'm stronger. What can I learn? How can I change my thinking? So to me, it was, that's when I got into Law of Assumption and I started reading Neville Goddard and I learned all about self-concept. And that's very like these new age, very transcendental, you know, teachings. Then I started following teachers online, like Kim.
Kim.
And I remember, I said this, I said, I'm going to work with her someday. I'm going to collaborate with her. And you throw that, well, here's, you know this. Our words have energy. Our thoughts have energy. Anything you send out into the quantum world.
Field. It's the quantum field.
The quantum field.
That's what Joe Dispenza
and you do. And you're casting spells with your words. You're casting spells with your words. So don't criticize yourself. Don't put yourself down. So I set an intention and then I sent it out and things always align.
Yes.
I've learned to now, things are going to work out for me. The podcast, the show, and here's something that I use, a core mantra of mine. Everything always works out in my favor. It always works out for me. It works out better than I expected.
Yes.
And you know
Even
this.
better. Yeah. Yo digo, todo va a estar bien. Es lo que
todo
digo.
Va a estar
todo
bien.
Va a estar bien. Que básicamente, todo va a estar bien. No me voy a precipitar, no voy a reaccionar. Y sí es práctica también, porque no siempre tienes la mejor no estás en una situación donde todo te esté yendo de maravilla, pero es práctica y nada más es confiar y tener esa, pues esa confianza y sí fe de que lo que estás convencida que estás pensando va a pasar y hasta a veces llega de mejores maneras, inesperadamente. Y yo estoy totalmente convencida, soy fan de todo este pensamiento de la mente, es una cosa life-changing for me, la verdad. Entonces,
¿qué son cosas de donde estás ahorita? I'm going to do it in English and Spanish, but what are things now that you realize that you look back at old versions of you, of who you were and how you've completely transformed your way of thinking? Que te das cuenta, antes era así y ahora como que me abrí el pensamiento a una manera nueva de pensar, pero entender de que yo tengo el poder para cambiar cosas y situaciones en mi vida.
Pues básicamente el entender que eso de no vivir en el pasado, traemos muchas cosas del pasado, es una conexión muy fuerte que nos limita a no avanzar. Entonces para mí era una cosa muy difícil, cosas que yo viví en mi infancia porque fui muy enfermiza, crecí, pues tuve muchas enfermedades de chiquita, entonces yo creía que pues yo tenía que ser enfermiza siempre y hasta tenía que llamar la atención sintiéndome enferma. Y cuando cambié, empecé a ver entender esto de la mente, me cambió muchísimo la manera de pensar de que yo sola me ponía mis propios límites.
Exactamente.
Yo sola me ponía mis barreras de no avanzar. Cuando yo sabía o tenía esa ansiedad y necesidad y sabía que podía hacer otras cosas y crear cosas, y yo sola era la que me limitaba pensando que no podía. Entonces, pues básicamente eso, sí, el pasado sí te arrastra dependiendo lo que tú hayas vivido de tus cosas de infancia. Son cosas que se quedan muy programadas en el cuerpo y en la mente y es muy difícil de detectarlas, pero es mucho trabajo interno, es mucho trabajo para entenderlas y sacarlas y soltarlas para poder avanzar, porque si no, sí de veras te quedas en limbo, estancada para siempre. Hay gente que vive en automático toda su vida sin saber porque no están conscientes de la magnitud de que no pueden dejar ese pasado y vivir victimizándose o vivir de que ay no puedo o no esto.
Lo convierten en identidad.
Sí.
Como que ese dolor que pasó, entendemos que te pasó algo
difícil,
traumatic,
sí, que trauma.
But they make it an identity and it's like you get to choose to release it and you don't have to forgive. Somebody did something horrible to listen, you don't have to forgive them.
Tienes que,
but you
si
can
no quieres,
say, esto ya no me va a controlar. This is not going to control me anymore.
Exactly.
I'm not going to let it weigh me down. And I get to decide. Here's one of the most powerful things, because I struggled with self-worth and self-love.
Okay.
And when I got into this, one of the things that I realized is that I was looking for people and things outside of me to love me, to approve of me, to validate me. And my sense of worthiness came from accomplishment, being pretty, being good, whatever things, because I was always looking for external validation. The huge shift for me happened was that I am worthy because I'm worthy. I love myself. I'm deserving. I have nothing to prove. And I don't need anyone, anything or anyone. And so when that void comes from within, connected to God, to source, your higher power,
sí, como le quieran
it's
decir,
very freeing because then other people's opinion, it's
they
like,
don't matter anymore.
And it's such
es que también es en ese
you
release, porque es como una búsqueda que te das cuenta que realmente tú tienes un valor, o sea, por lo que hayas pasado, lo que seas, la hayas regado, hayas cometido errores, tú tienes un valor propio. Entonces, ese mismo valor es lo que tú te tienes que encontrar en ti misma para tener esa aceptación y no tener cosas externas que te llenen esos vacíos. Entonces, cuando tú encuentras eso realmente, que tienes ese amor propio y esa validez, propio, ese valor propio, es cuando también todo te empieza a cambiar, porque también no te importa lo que la demás gente diga, no te importa tener validación hasta por cosas materiales tampoco.
Exacto.
Entonces, es algo muy liberador, la verdad. Sí. Te libera y te hace empezar a tener este camino de que everything's going to be fine. Y aunque pasan cosas difíciles, sabes que tienes esa confianza de que las cosas van a salir bien. y hasta cosas mejores que ni te esperabas, la verdad.
100%.
Y la vida te va conectando con gente, en este caso a mí yo creo que estamos conectadas por algo también, estábamos en el momento también preciso las dos, viviendo diferentes etapas, pero en la misma sincronía o frecuencia, a lo mejor como le dice Joe Dispenza.
The law of resonance, ¿no?
Exactamente, entonces resuenas con gente que está pensando.
I love that word, resuenas.
Resuenas con la gente que te transmite lo mismo y que transmite esa seguridad también en ellos mismos y que no sientes que tiene que haber, pues no sé, hasta competencia o alguna rivalidad. Al contrario, es cuando people come together to do great things.
Absolutely.
Y por eso estamos aquí también, ¿verdad?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I'd set the intention. I'd love to, after, the watching Kim and coaching with Kim, and I told you about her, I said, I'd love to fly her in.
Sí.
And it just came together with ease.
Sin forzarlo.
And I tend to have, and here's the thing where I'm limiting myself, because my background's in news, and so I tend to be very,
sí.
And if things don't happen quick, and she's very chill, but so it's a great balance, and it's like, it's coming together. How easy is it?
Sí, la verdad que sí.
I think God, source, the universe aligns you with what you need when you need to get things done, because I will steamroll over everything and anything, but
sí, no,
Marcela has very chill vibes, and I'm like, it's gonna work out.
It's gonna work
better
out,
than we imagined, and it is.
Pero es a lo mejor una prueba para ti de que sí tengo que confiar de que I'm gonna trust this, y aunque esté más tranquila la cosa, it's gonna work out.
Yeah, because I'm used to. But it's fantastic.
Pero es tu personalidad.
It's my personality,
sí, claro
yeah.
Pero es un balance, encontrar ese balance y aprender, como que pues yo también, o sea, yo lo veo en ti de que digo, híjole, yo quiero tener,
I think it comes from, we did news, and we have our photographer who's getting, I did news for so long. My background's in journalism. And so it brings structured airtime, news time, you go on air, and so I became very, but, it served me well, and then sometimes now I'm into just trust things, and things will align and unfold, and they have been. So November 12th, Kim's coming to Texas. We're going to have the details in the links in the bio here in the description, and so we'll provide those links for you. So you can, if you want to join us and you follow Marcela, you can follow me, follow Marcela. Yes. And I just love this discussion because it's transformed my life. It's transformed who I am. How has it transformed? ¿Cómo ha transformado tu vida esta manera de pensar? Well, how do you say it in Spanish? I call it conscious creation. Really, for me, law of assumption and self-concept. ¿Tú cómo lo defines?
Pues sí, es mucha transformación, pues es una evolución para mí. Es totalmente una evolución de la persona que hasta era hace 2 años, hasta, no sé, 1 año. Ha sido muy transformador y también en mi manera de ser mamá, como también he dejado y he soltado ir muchas cosas y he estado confiando de que todo va a estar bien con mi familia, con mis hijos. Como mamá, pues yo creo que es una de las preocupaciones más grandes, pero para mí ha sido muy transformador mi cambio, también mi seguridad en mí misma. O sea, yo no estaría haciendo esto, no sé cómo lo estoy haciendo.
I twist her arm. I'm like, let's do it. Let's shoot a podcast, an episode.
This is a wonderful idea. She's pushing me to do things that I would never regularly do. Y tengo mi podcast, pero es de pura audio, de puro audio. Entonces, esto para mí es otra de las cosas que challenging myself. Entonces, es transformador para mí, así le llamo. Es una transformación y una evolución de mi esencia, de mi ser, de mi persona. Sigo siendo la misma Marcela, con muchas características similares con las que crecí, pero soy otra mujer definitivamente transformada, hasta más segura de mí misma, totalmente.
For sure.
Sí.
You become more certain of who you are.
Sí.
I was going to say that I've kind of forced all my friends to be on. I'm like, you're going to be on.
I love it. Me encanta.
You had the intention to do this, because she has her own show in Spanish, and so you wanted to transition to video, and this is it.
Sí, es como una práctica para mí, porque eventualmente lo quiero hacer mi podcast en video, entonces esto es práctica, y sí, sé que lo tengo que hacer, y lo pienso hacer, y estoy trabajando todavía en eso. Pero estoy muy contenta de estar aquí y que me estés forzando a hacer cosas que que me ayudan definitivamente.
Como decimos en inglés, I pushed her in the deep end, la empujé en el hondo de
Sí,
la alberca. Vámonos a nadar.
Al agua.
Así, al agua. Es que así, y hazlo y después dices, it wasn't that big a deal.
Exacto.
And it really isn't. It's just practice. And it's talking.
Es práctica también, como todo, pero sí es intimidante, ¿no?
Yeah.
Como que sí te intimida. Bueno, a mí, tú ya tienes toda la práctica, pero para mí es
And it's talking
es
about
algo
things
diferente.
you like. So, and we're both passionate about this.
Es algo que nos gusta y lo conocemos un poco. Digo, no somos, maybe we're not experts, but we can talk about it based on our own experience.
And our own transformation and journey. And here's lo que yo aprendí. Here's what I've learned through this is that I used to think that there was something wrong with me, that maybe you always think like your childhood screwed you up. And I've come to realize through this that I'm whole and I'm complete. If you're going through something, you're whole and you're complete. Anything that shows up in your life, it showed up for a reason. It's there to serve you. It's there to grow you. It's there to evolve you. Exactly. Embrace it. And then ask your higher power, the God of your understanding, what is this here to show me? What is this here to teach me? And then allow things to show up. And then also release things. One of the things is that we get so bogged down, for me, in a victim story.
Sí.
Things are happening to me and they're not. I'm like, this showed up. What am I believing about myself? Because I'm not powerless. I called this into my life for a reason. Okay, well, I'm worthy of being respected. I'm worthy of being loved, of having healthy relationships, people who love me, people who value me. Here's a big one for me. I used to suppress who I was and kind of not speak my truth or my voice. And I used to get a lot of throat infections, the throat chakra.
Oh, that's another thing. That's a good thing that you're talking about.
And now what I realize is that when you have struggle with a cough or throat infections, it's that I'm suppressing my voice and holding back. And one of the things that's been so liberating is this is who I am. Take me or leave me. People know.
Sí, si me quieres,
yeah,
y tal, así como estoy.
But
no,
it's authenticity. You get to be authentic and confident in who you are. And but that's the beauty of it. So not suppressing
what you're
thinking,
o lo que estás pensando, y lo que por no lastimar a los demás a veces nos limitamos y nos quedamos con las cosas y no decimos. Pero sí es cierto eso, yo también hacía mucho eso.
¿Y qué pasa cuando hacemos eso? When we suppress, cuando detienes eso adentro y detienes esa emoción o no hablas tu verdad, ¿qué es lo que pasa? Se convierte en enfermedad.
Sí, es una energía que se queda ahí como que atorada, así se dice, o sea, stuck, o sea, y no te deja, o sea, te empiezas a enfermar, como dices, de la garganta, el del estómago, esa energía que se acumula en diferentes áreas y te hace sensible o te enfermas por no poder soltar esas emociones o lo que piensas, se quedan literalmente atoradas dentro de tu cuerpo y por eso vienen enfermedades.
Te pregunto, ¿qué cosas haces cuando tú sabes que traes esa energía pesada dentro de ti? ¿Qué haces tú para sacarlas, para deshacerte de ellas y decir, ok, ya no quiero cargar esto, me está pesando? ¿Cómo cambio esto? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué rutinas que tú haces o técnicas que haces?
Pues sí.
What are techniques or things that you do to release some of that energy?
Sí hago mucho respiración definitivamente.
Yeah.
Me gusta tomarme mi espacio para pensar qué es lo que está molestándome y una manera de detectar esas emociones ahí que se acumulan es respiración. Yo digo esto, es una de mis palabras mis dichos favoritos, de que en el silencio encuentras muchas palabras y las respuestas en ti misma a lo que traes dentro de ti, ¿no? Entonces, es en el silencio que yo literal, no veo a gente, me encierro, respiro, hago meditación y encuentro veo dónde está esa emoción o ese sentimiento, si me duele algo, si me está afectando, si estoy triste, por qué. Y es cuando empiezo a liberar el por qué y entender por qué me siento así. Y es lo que hago básicamente. También me encanta cantar, me pongo a cantar, oír música que me llena, que siento que me nutre el corazón. Y esas son técnicas pequeñas que puede haber muchas también, pero a mí me funciona perfectamente lo de la respiración y el estar sola y darme ese espacio para es lo que me regresa a mi energía, mi armonía y en esa paz, esa alineación. Y es cuando tienes eso y haces una meditación o empiezas a tener un momento de manifestación, que quieres manifestar algo, es cuando lo tienes que hacer, cuando estás alineada contigo mismo. Porque puedes desear, no sé, lo que sea, quiero una casa grande, mi casa de mis sueños, pero si no estás alineada con tu ser y no estás en armonía, no puedes manifestar las cosas.
That's
porque es
right.
una contradicción, porque tu cuerpo no está en sincronización o sincronía. Entonces es muy importante tener esa alineación y esa paz dentro de ti para poder y saber qué quieres manifestar exactamente y trabajarlo, ya tener un plan para después de una meditación muy precisa, saber qué es lo que quieres manifestar y tener un plan.
That's right.
Entonces,
100%. No, that's it. I mean, it's
¿Tú qué es
finding
lo
ways.
que
So
haces?
alone time for
Sí,
sure. I need
for
to
sure.
decompress and
Oh,
figure out, that's it, like
100%.
figure out my thoughts, untangle them,
Sí.
and then release that energy. Meditation, rewiring my subconscious mind. What am I thinking? Scripting.
Oh,
She gave me a
scripting.
great.
Oh, sí, también
she gave me a
eso.
great
Sí,
technique, and I
también.
script.
I do that too.
Meditation,
Journaling.
silent, affirming. And really just reshifting, and the deep breathing, just calming myself, sometimes exercise. You know what I also do? I have, and they're on YouTube, it doesn't matter, like these rampages of positive affirmations, because your subconscious mind is always listening.
Sí,
Always
siempre.
listening. So that's why your thoughts carry energy, your words carry energy. And so when I work out, I'll put one of those positive rampage affirmations, rockstar affirmations. And then I work out or I go on a walk. It's like a walking meditation or workout meditation. And it brings up my energy because I'm doing the mind-body connection, your subconscious mind, and I'm
Exacto.
imprinting positive, like the thoughts that I want my mind to absorb. I'm worthy, I'm deserving, things work out for me, I am blessed, I'm favored, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy,
Sí.
I'm all those.
Enfocarte en
Yes.
todo lo que eres, todo lo bueno.
Sí.
No estar pensando en cosas
So my
negativas.
default thinking, my program default thinking doesn't default to negative, and I don't anymore. I'm actually a super positive person. I mean, I'm human.
But obviously, we
you know,
always have those negative thoughts.
Yeah.
They're always kind of getting in the way.
We're always evolving. We're always growing. We're always and new things. It's very easy to get. Well, I don't want to say easy, but we get the world still the world. But now we know how to pull ourselves back. But this stuff is life changing.
Yeah.
And it's natural. It's not a pill. It's not a drink. To me, it was life changing because it brought me back to the image I have of myself as being worthy and valuable, and I love myself. And when you fill your own cup, then you can be of service to others. But then you also learn how to set boundaries, say no, do what's good for you. And then you're able to manifest, like you said, money. That's a side thing.
That's
of it.
when you create things.
That's when and that's the fun part. When you're like, thoughts become things, and you're able to create amazing things, and you see like
fun and incredible.
And I've done it. You've done it. Incredible things. We've talked about cars and money and wealth. I think money's easy to manifest.
Yeah. Yo creo que es de
lo más fácil because it's a tangible thing.
Sí.
It's an energy, wealth, abundance, and we live in an abundant universe. That's a whole separate
Esa
video.
es otra conversación, pero
on abundance.
Pero es muy, todo está relacionado,
Sí.
¿no? Pero sí, definitivamente.
How to go from a lack mindset, ¿cómo lo dices en español? From lack to abundance. De abundancia
de carencia, de
abundancia de
o sea, de
no
carencia a abundancia. Carencia.
O sea, porque todos tenemos una manera de pensar, and if you're
Es
operating
carencia,
from lack, that's what you're resonating with.
Y por eso ahora a mucha gente no le va
entiende el
bien,
dinero,
porque no están siempre en carencia. Ay, no, pues no tengo dinero para esto. Ay, no, pues no puedo ir acá a un viaje porque no tengo dinero. Y
todo está caro.
Siempre estoy enferma y me duele aquí. O sea, siempre vivir en el victimizándose y sí, vives en un estado de vibración más baja que no te permite pues avanzar.
Law of resonance. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. So, and this was huge, if any of you listen to Dr. Ike, Reverend Ike, get into the habit of seeing yourself already being, doing, and having the good that you desire. That version of you exists in the now. You think from that place, you imagine from that place, you believe from that place, you speak from that place.
And
we
you
create with our
act
mind.
like
You act like it already is.
happened.
And the external world, the world of the five senses, conforms, aligns, and brings it all to pass. And I have brought, everything,
Yeah.
So everything that's ever been created, it first starts as an idea in the mind. Everything starts in imagination.
Exactly. Ajá.
And saying, yes, I can, why
Y
can't
somos seres para crear, para
Ajá,
venir a crear. O sea, Dios, si creen en Dios o en
Claro,
un ser
Dios, sí.
divino, es una, él creó el mundo. Entonces somos seres hechos a la semejanza de Él también. Entonces somos seres creadores por naturaleza. Entonces venimos a crear, venimos a hacer de lo que queremos de nuestra vida. Y obviamente para servir a los demás. Entonces es todo como que va de la mano y pues es muy interesante todo este tema y pues los queremos invitar nuevamente el 12 de noviembre
Yes.
a esta super masterclass con Kim Velez de Florida que viene
Sí.
solo para darnos esta clase aquí al Paso, Texas. Los invitamos, no se la van a no se van a arrepentir de haber tomado esta clase tan poderosa y con tantas herramientas.
100%. So November 12th, mark it in your calendar. If you can attend live, you don't want to miss it. She is phenomenal if you ever trained with her, and she'll do her visualizations, and you will shift within you. It is transformational. So we'll have all the details for you. Thank you for joining us.
Gracias. Hasta luego.